Hi guys! Welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. Hi, I'm your host Candace. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. Today we are going to be discussing a book. This is a novella, which I talked about this a little bit in my last video about where I stand on like the page requirements for novella versus full-length novel. The author of this book took the choice away from me and put in the title, in parentheses, a novella. So I would have dubbed it a novella anyway. But so the book that I'm going to be talking about with you guys today is a book by author Krista Gold, and it is called Shaft. Okay. We're gonna get into this. I'm gonna try and make this a quick review because it is a novella and it only has 112 pages. Hopefully I won't be here for half an hour chewing your ear off because I think I could speed through it. So like I said, it has 112 pages, very short, novella length book. It is currently free to read with Kindle Unlimited, which I do have. I would recommend Kindle Unlimited. I have found a good number of authors through Kindle Unlimited that I really, really liked, that I don't know if I would have found them if they weren't offered through Kindle Unlimited for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just the realm of authors out there is so mind-boggling. You know what I mean? Like the sheer number of people who write books for this genre, mind-boggling. You can buy this for your Kindle for the price of $2.99. Because it is free to read with Kindle Unlimited, I don't think it is available with Barnes & Noble for like Nook. I think it's like an exclusive thing through Amazon. So you can get it for your Kindle if you want to buy it for the price of $2.99. There is no, as of right now, there is no paperback option or physical book option for this book. It's only e-reader. Okay. It is a contemporary romance. It is not, there's no paranormal-ness involved. I will read you guys the blurb, and then we can break it down a little bit, and I'll give you my rating, and you'll be free of me for today. So the blurb for this says, it's been one of those mornings for Allie Sinclair, and it's only getting worse. She should be interviewing for her dream job at Hart Enterprises. Instead, she's trapped in their elevator after a power outage caused by a lightning strike. She's late, she's soaked from running through the storm, and she's not alone. Trapped along with her is the devastatingly sexy Nate, a one-time Lothario who has recently sworn off casual sex, especially with anyone associated with Hart Enterprises. The mutual attraction is instant, and despite their best efforts, the two soon succumb to temptation. But at what cost? Allie's had her fair share of unreliable men in the past, and she knows that Nate is not what she needs. But what if he's what she wants? And Nate isn't looking for anyone, but what if he's found the one? Sparks will fly in the new steamy romance from the best-selling author of Wallflower. One thing's for sure, it's going to be one hell of a ride. Okay, so as you can tell by the blurb, the reason that this book was titled Shaft, I could say it's not like innuendo, but it definitely is. It takes place in an elevator, predominantly in an elevator. So hence the word shaft, right? Cute play on words. So the two main characters for this book are Allie and Nate. Allie has basically come to Hart Enterprises for a job interview for like the executive assistant for what she thinks is the CEO of the company. So she comes to the job interview. She's having a hellacious morning. It's pouring down rain outside and she can't find parking, and she ends up looking like a drowned rat by the time she makes it into the building. She goes in she gets in an elevator along with this guy that she's immediately attracted to. Like, oh, hey boy, you, yeah. She gets in. They're the only two in the elevator. The elevator gets stuck. The power goes out and the elevator gets trapped between floors. And they're basically stuck there. She starts to freak out. She like I said, she's soaking wet. She's freezing. The book takes place chapter by chapter in like alternating POVs between the two of them, which I really appreciated. I've spoke a little bit about this before in other videos. I love, like, there's just something about reading a book from the POV of the male character. I don't know why. Like, the majority of the books that I read are either from the point of view of the female character, and she's like narrating everything herself, or it's like a narrator third party that's like telling the story, and then there's just dialogue and stuff, right? But there's something about, for me anyway, something about a book where I get like an inside track into the mind of the male character, because hearing them like describe their feelings for the girl, or like hearing them like this, especially like during the sexual scenes, like, you know precisely what he's feeling. That does something to me. I don't know why. It just does. Like, and especially if it's like an alpha male dominating type possessive character. I can't. So, so this book takes place chapter for chapter, like from both of their point of views. And I really liked that. So Allie is in the elevator and she's soaking wet and she's freezing. And she's wearing like a white blouse that like shows, like you can see through it. It's, and Nate is instantly attracted, and he has the reputation of like a playboy. Like he's like a hit it and quit it kind of guy. He doesn't do commitments. He doesn't do attachments. And he definitely doesn't want to get involved with someone who potentially works at Hart Enterprises, because Allie like tells him, she tries to make herself sound like a little bit more important than what she's there for. Like, I'm not here for a job interview. I'm here for a meeting. And so he assumes that she already works there. So he's like, there's no way I can get involved with this girl, but she's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And she's got these eyes, and her hair, she's got like this copper colored hair that's just like, you know what I mean? Like, and so they're both fighting their attraction to each other for a hot minute. And then he tells her, like, listen, I'm going to give you my coat, my jacket. It's like, I forget, is it like a trench coat or it's like a blazer or something? His suit jacket. And he's like, take those clothes off and put on my jacket. It's big enough that it will cover you. There's like a bench in the elevator for people to sit on, but she doesn't want to sit on it while she's wet because she thinks she's going to ruin the bench. Very thoughtful of her. And she doesn't want to make a bad impression with anybody in the building. So she's like just standing there freezing to death like a wet cat. And he's like, take my jacket. I'm going to turn around for your modesty. I'll turn around and you can change and then sit down on the bench and cover all your goodies. And you don't have to worry about anything because I'm not interested in you anyway. I'm not interested in you, girl. So she finally relents, and she does. And he like turns around and he's like overcome with lust. And long story short, they share like a kiss that turns into something else. And because the power is out and the cameras are down, they do it in the elevator. They end up having very like wonderful sex in the elevator. And when they're finished, they're both like internally thinking to themselves, like the wrong conclusion about the other one. So like he's thinking that she's regretting what's happened, and she's thinking that he's like a playboy who's just wanted to hit it one time, and after they exit the elevator, she's never gonna see him again, and she's like mortified by what she's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, how could I have let this happen? And he's, in his mind, he's thinking, I don't do commitment, and I'm not interested in relationships. I have not been up to this point, but I want more from this girl. I need more. So, eventually the power comes back on, and the fire department shows up and like pries the doors open before the power comes back on. They pry the doors open, and they get the two of them out. They're getting checked out by separate paramedics, and they're like eyeballing each other. And she basically like bolts. Like she's like, okay, I'm done. I'm good. Leave me alone. All right, cool. I got to get out of here because I can't deal with this awkward, situation. So she goes out like the fire exit, the stairs, and she goes down to the lobby where everyone from the building, Hart Enterprises, has been evacuated to downstairs in the lobby. Like they've been made to come downstairs. And she's heading over towards the desk so that she can try and attempt to reschedule her interview. She sees the CEO and his secretary or his whatever standing in the lobby. And she approaches him, and she's like, hi, hey, Mr. I forget what your name is, Mr. Hart. I was scheduled for an interview this morning, and I was stuck in the elevator, and yada, yada, yada. And he's like, no, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I believe I only had one interview scheduled for today, and it was for a dude. And she's like, no, I think I'm pretty sure I have the right day. I don't think I fucked that up. And the secretary asks for her name and realizes that the secretary fucked up and wrote it down as I think it's like Alexander instead of Alexandra, which is what Allie is short for. So the CEO looks at her and is like, I'm very sorry, miss. You're probably more than, I believe you're more than qualified for this position, but I was looking to hire specifically a male personal assistant. And she loses her shit. She has like this big blow up where she just like, the culmination of all the crap that she has endured that morning, and all of her like awkward feelings about what just happened with Nate, who works at Hart Enterprises somewhere and is eventually, you're going to run into him if I'm working there. But all of these feelings are bubbling up, and all of this rage from like being wet and being hungry and being stuck in an elevator for a couple hours, like it all comes out. And she like flips out on him, and she like curses him out. And next thing you know, she turns around and runs smack dab into Nate, who's now standing in the lobby. And Nate looks over at Mr. Hart and is like, what the fuck is going on over here? And he doesn't say that. He's thinking, like, what's happening? Mr. Hart goes, Nathaniel, do you know this woman? And Nate's like, hey, Dad. Yeah, I do. So, Nate is the son of the CEO of the company. And she's just cursed out the CEO after having sex with his son in the elevator. And everything seemed okay. Like she's thinking, okay, fuck it. There's no way I'm ever getting a job here. So after Nate explains that they were stuck in the elevator together, he does not say that they had filthy sex. He says, she's definitely qualified. You should give her the job. Mr. Hart changes his mind and says, well, I wanted a dude because Nate is a man whore. It had nothing to do with you not being qualified or me being a sexist piece of shit. I was just trying to keep him from banging his assistant that I would then have to get rid of and hire another one. But if you want the job, and you really want the job, it's yours. I will hire you, even though you just called me a bastard in front of all these people. She says yes. She vacillates with herself for like a couple minutes internally, and she's like, fuck, I can't work here with him, and blah, blah. She eventually says yes. And that's it. That's kind of like where the book leaves off. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, either it's going to be continued in another book, like there's going to be a sequel, or the book is just getting like a rewrite and will be longer to be a full-length novel. And like what we've read before will be there, but there will be more. You know what I'm saying? Like a full book. So yeah, that's that. Sorry for the shakeage. That's that on that. For the rating for the book, I gave it a solid 9. I really did like it. If you like contemporary romance, if you like enemies to lovers type stuff, if you like romance novels that have like a meet cute, like that's what I would consider this, like we met in an elevator and we banged. It was very good. I think you would like it. I really did like the writing style of the author. I read this, like I said, exclusively on my Kindle. There was no audio version that I know of. There's no physical book. I read it exclusively on my Kindle, which for me lately is very difficult to do. Only because I don't seem to have the time to sit down and devote to like silence. Like I just need silence and peace to read. And I have not had time to really do that. And if I do have time to like carve out some time for that, it's usually like late at night after my daughter's gone to bed, and I can read for like half an hour before I'm like falling asleep and fucking drooling on myself. So the fact that I got through 112 pages, even though it's just 112 pages, is a feat for me, considering that I didn't listen to any of it on audio. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It was very good. I breezed through it like in like 2 sittings. It was very good. So yeah, I think that's it. I messaged the author on Instagram. That's how I found this book. Okay, so the author for this book, Krista Gold, did inbox me, or what do the young people say nowadays? DM'd me. She did inbox message me, like direct message me. God, I'm so old, dude. I can't say stuff like DM. I feel so fucking ridiculous. She messaged me on Instagram, and she said, she was like, hey, I'm an indie author. I have these 2 books out. I'd really love it if you could check them out. They're free to read with Kindle Unlimited. If you do read one or both of them, please let me know what you think. And, like she's crowdsourcing for opinions or reviews on books. Okay, cool. I wrote back pretty quickly because I have no life. And I was like, hey, yeah, like my to be read pile is out of control, literally, like out of control. But I'll read the synopsis, the blurbs or whatever. And if they jump out at me, then maybe I'll put it on the list. And, she was like, thank you so much. Like she was very, very sweet. I read the blurb for her other book, Wallflower, and it kind of sounded more like I'm sure it did have like sex scenes and romance elements to it, but it also had elements of like suspense, murder type mystery stuff. And while I do like that, it didn't like grab me that like I needed to read it immediately. You know what I mean? Like it sounded good, but I'm more of like the, give me the shit. Right? I read the blurb for Shaft and I was like, you got me, girl. You got me, girl. So I read it, and yeah. So this is an honest review. Obviously, I'm not getting anything out of of doing this. I'm not getting anything. I didn't get anything out of reading the book. I didn't get paid. I didn't, whatever. But I reached out to her after I finished the novella, and I said, hey, so I read this, and when's the next one coming out? Because I need to know what happens with Allie and Nate now. And she wrote back and she was like, oh my God, that there will be more for Allie and Nate, which is what I wanted, really low key, what I wanted to know. Like, not so much when, but will there be? And she said yes. So I'm super excited for that. So when that does come out, I will definitely read it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this book to you guys. And I think that's it. I've rambled. I've waxed idiotically for 30 minutes. If you like me and you like my channel, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. If you like this video and you want to give it a thumbs up, I appreciate that too. You can leave me a comment and just say hi if you want. I read all my comments. I pretty much respond to all my comments unless they're like bitchy. I don't know. And even sometimes if they're bitchy, but no, I'm not going to get into any beefs on YouTube. And yeah, if you would like to keep up with updates and giveaways and things like that, you can follow me on social media. I do have a members only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter devoted to this channel. You can definitely follow me there. And I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys watching another video and sticking with me. And I will see you guys in my next one. Okay? I love you so much. Bye. Good enough with the good enough with the good enough. Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Okay. All right. It's the eyes of a mad woman. Okay. Hair. Stop being a piece of shit. I'm tired of messing with you. Okay. Trapped along with her is the devastatingly sexy, I was going to say devastatingly handsome. Like, why am I why am I rewriting the blurb? Insert your own words, Candace. No, you can't do that. My neck, my back. I'm not going to do it. I could do it. Like, if there was ever a channel to do it on, it would be this one, but no, I'm not going to do it. I'm supposed to do 2 more reviews today. And I'm already tired. I can't. Okay. My lips feel so dry. Clickety click, click.